Good morning. I'm Peter Milios from the Finance News Network. The S&P 500 fell on Friday and notched its second straight weekly loss, with technology stocks under pressure as inflation concerns remain front and centre ahead of the Federal Reserve's policy meeting next week. The broad market index lost 0.65%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dipped 190.89 points, or 0.49%, while the Nasdaq Composite slipped 0.96%. The S&P 500 shed 0.13% last week. The 30-stock Dow inched lower by 0.02% on the week, and the Nasdaq slipped 0.7%. Tech shares were broadly lower, with Amazon and Microsoft down more than 2% each. Shares of Apple and Google parent Alphabet also fell. Chip giant Nvidia has whipsawed last week as traders worry about the stock's valuation and book profits in the high-flying name. It ended the day slightly lower, but was up about 0.4% for the week. As a result, tech was the worst performer on Friday. Energy was the best performer. Investors remain hyper-vigilant after a slew of data from earlier in the week. February's Producer Price Index, a gauge of wholesale inflation, advanced more than economists anticipated. The data has helped push the benchmark 10-year Treasury higher by about 22 basis points last week, as investors wondered if the recent economic data was too strong for the Federal Reserve to loosen monetary policy. The Fed will begin its two-day policy meeting on March 19. To be sure, Fed funds futures are pricing in a 99% likelihood of central banks keeping interest rates unchanged at its policy meeting next week, according to the CME Fed Watch tool. Crude oil prices experienced a slight decline on Friday, yet recorded a weekly gain fueled by market expectations of tightening supply. The West Texas Intermediate contract for April settled at $81.04 a barrel, while the Brent contract for May settled at $85.34 a barrel, with both showing a cumulative increase of over 3.5% for the week. Looking ahead to the Australian landscape, the SPI futures are pointing to a 0.2% fall. Thank you for listening.